So what this toolkit can do for you is, first, it can familiarize you with the process of strategic planning. There's a lot of jargon and stuff that will help you become aware of, and so you can talk intelligently about strategic planning. It'll also provide you with a lot of resources on how to pursue strategic planning at your association. And finally, we've developed some help for you to hire a facilitator or decide whether or not you even need a facilitator to develop your strategic plan. And no matter what the size of your association, whether you're a one-man shop or you have a staff of 20, the benefits of strategic planning are just amazing, and I strongly encourage you to pursue it, especially if you don't have a strategic plan. But here are a couple questions that I always ask when folks are wondering whether they need a strategic plan. First, do you have trouble at your association with member engagement, getting members to participate in things? Second, do you struggle to find people willing to lead the association, to become president? Are you constantly recycling folks? And again, no matter what size your association is. And finally, the third question I ask are members questioning the value of the association? If you're having any of those questions asked frequently at your association, then you probably could benefit from a strategic planning process. And we'll go through that and help you understand that. But if you do develop a strategic plan, what it does is it creates a more focused and positive future for your members to see that your association has in store for it. You also align your resources better with and allocate them toward the most important programs that you have going. And you'll be able to see a clear path when making many of the important decisions that we make in our associations. And members will, of course, see some great value in what you're doing because they'll know what you're doing. If you don't have a strategic plan, your members are also going to see, and they're going to look at your staff and your leaders, and they won't know where the association's headed. And they won't trust the staff even because there's no clear direction of where the association's supposed to be heading, and the leaders will be perceived as just changing their mind and direction each and every year. And not many people want to be involved in an association like that. So if you become a more focused, more strategic organization, then your members will be attracted to that naturally because there'll be a clear vision of where it wants to go. So let's look at the strategic planning toolkit. You'll see here under the Explore the Toolkit thing, we've developed 3 different sections to this toolkit. We're going to start off with strategies and methodologies. So in this page, we just kind of provide you with a little bit of the processes that you will go through. Part of this is research, getting ready for a good strategic planning process. So you can see here one of the things you really have to do in strategic planning is identify what those member needs are, what's going on in your organization, what's going on in the world around your organization, what's your competition, that type of thing. So there's several methods you can use there. First, you have an environmental scan that you could do that would really look at all the different things that are involved in your life, in your organization and the surroundings and everything, and really formally do that. You can also do little focus groups with brokers or agents or any other group of members that you think might be viable to give you the information you'd need, or even non-members for that matter. A needs assessment is a little more formal process that would make a comprehensive judgment of what needs were that your organization needed. And then you can simply just do a survey. A lot of associations do that, where they do a member needs survey and they send it out to all the members and take some statistical averages on what members might be looking for. We've also provided you with some analytical tools that we recommend. The first 2 are done prior to the strategic plan being developed. It'll help you understand those environmental scans and such. Many of you have heard of the SWOT analysis, which stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. But there's also a newer process called SOAR that is strengths, excuse me, strengths, opportunities, aspirations, and results. I've found this one to be a little more positive than to talk about threats and weaknesses. That just gives a little more positive spin to it, but they're roughly the same thing and help the members talk through the different aspects of the association. The other two you see down here, the key performance indicators and the performance measures, those are ways that when you're implementing your plan, you'll be able to figure out if you're being successful, if you're accomplishing your goals and objectives. So KPIs, or key performance indicators, are one way to do that, where you look at different data points that show you whether or not you're being successful. And then performance measures can be a variety of different things. But the bottom line is, if you don't have some sort of measurement tool with your goals and objectives, then you're probably not going to ever know if you've actually achieved them or if you're making progress on them. Many times you won't be able to actually achieve goals, but you want to be able to measure progress headed towards those goals. All right, so that's it for the methodologies and strategies portion. Let's talk now about implementation of the plan. So implementation actually starts prior to the meetings and the writing of the plan. It starts with communications to your members early on, where you're telling them why and you're developing a plan and how it's going to help the organization, and enrolling them and getting their opinions, like those surveys, member surveys that we talked about before. Then once the plan is developed, it's up to you as the AE to keep it alive. So you want to have some sort of volunteer group that helps you do that. So for instance, what I usually recommend with a lot of associations is that the board of directors becomes the kind of strategic oversight group, that every board meeting, if you meet monthly for instance, every board meeting should have the strategic plan on the agenda. And you should look at it and see what is happening with the strategic plan. I highly recommend that each item, each action item or objective in the plan be assigned to a volunteer group or a staff member, and a timeline is put on each of those. So if it's March 2014 and the Professional Standards Committee was supposed to have developed this new program, and it comes to the board and the board says, has this program been developed? And the answer is no, then the Professional Standards Committee would be held responsible for not having that done. And of course, they'll look to you as staff for why the Professional Standards Committee has not completed that task. So if you have those timelines and you have those assignments where somebody is actually responsible for accomplishing something and given a timeline, then that will keep alive and help you monitor the progress, I should say, of the plan. Also, you have to, as it says here, stay fluid. Things change. Oftentimes you have a 2 or 3 year